Today we will be checking out Starforged, which is a game currently on Kickstarter, an role-playing game that is, and the reason it attracted my attention is it is supposedly a GM-less game, or it can be even a solo game. And being a GM for quite some time, I am curious about this idea, so I dragged my friend Brian into this yet again.
Hello.
And we will most likely go through only setting creation today and maybe not even character creation. We will see how we go. And yeah, let's roll. So this
I
is...
think we rolled a mixed success.
Oh god, yes. That's the name of the channel. That is... I knew what I was getting into. So this is the preview version of the rules. Some things are missing, some things will be improved, obviously.
And links to the Kickstarter in the description.
Yes, it will be there.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've read through the rules, but we don't really need them right now. What we need is to go to Launching Your Campaign section, which offers a bunch of exercises and advice on setting up your things. And can I just say how lovely this art is?
It's a stupidly lovely preview book. Like, this is fully typeset. I'm tempted to back it just because it's typeset as a preview book, and it makes me happy.
Oh, and speaking of backing it, so this is a second game in the series, kind of, the previous one being Iron Sworn, which was a fantasy game in the same genre of GM-less RPG. And the reason I initially came upon it is they gave out the core rules for free and only sell the expansions, which is a lovely model. I quite like it. Oh, Jesus Christ, what am I clicking? Okay. Anyway, let us actually get...
So where are we taking notes? Because you have done a lot of prep, but I don't actually see a place for us to note our default assumptions.
You know what? You make a compelling point.
Thank you, because I can't make anything else.
I am... yes, we will be using Roll20 to keep track of everything. So, campaign notes in all players' journals, all players, everything, save. And
well, hey.
Now you should be able to access
I'll
it.
be the scribe. Drop a file. No, I don't want to drop a file.
Yeah, don't drop files.
Roll20. I haven't actually missed you. Yep, cool.
Yep. So we will start with establishing our truths. If you are following along, this is page 71 of the PDF. And I think we will just be reading it out and discussing things as we go along. So, default assumptions.
Since science fiction is a genre full of possibilities, it's important to first establish some key pillars for how you'll envision your adventures in Starforged. The following points are all generally true and represent your default starting place. If you're working through this exercise with a group, read or summarize these points aloud. Okay, so these are all givens.
Yes.
Let's alternate then. This is a perilous future. 2 centuries ago, your people fled a cataclysm and settled a distant galaxy they call the Forge. This is a chaotic place full of dangers and mysteries.
This is a lonely future, with some possible exceptions, which you'll identify as part of your own truths. Humans are the only known intelligent life in this galaxy. Others once lived here, but only mysterious and perilous vaults remain to mark their legacy.
This is a diverse future. There is a vibrant mix of people and cultures among the humans of the Forge.
This is a far-flung future. Settlements lie scattered and often isolated from one another. Your starship can travel at faster than light speeds, but it is ponderously slow at a cosmic scale.
Oh, lovely. This is an unexplored future. Discoveries await. Even in settled regions, much of the Forge is unknown and uncharted.
This is a wondrous future. The Forge is a galaxy of ancient mysteries, spacefaring creatures, startling phenomena, and often marvels.
This is a retro future. Envision the technology you wield as only slightly advanced over today's real world technologies, or even a step back in some ways.
This is a scavenged future. It is decaying, gritty, and used. Resources are scarce, and the people of the Forge cobble together what they can.
This is an unjust future. Within the Forge, those in power hoard resources, control technologies, and impose their will on others through force or cunning. Life can be harsh for those who lack influence.
This is a hopeful future. Despite these challenges, hope remains. Your sworn vows are a manifestation of that hope.
Okay, I like this. Yep. And as an aside, a few pages before, there's a prioritizing player safety and tabletop safety toolkit. Magician and I have played together for years. We are quite comfortable with where our boundaries are. But I did want to mention that they explicitly call that out.
Yes, I am skipping through a lot of things because yes, we are quite used to dealing with one another.
Yeah. Okay, those are really nice default assumptions, I have to say.
Well, let's see what actual truths we get to establish.
Okay.
As seems to be the general approach in this book, there are options. You can choose or roll or make up your own stuff.
Oh, that's so pretty. You're showing them how to select your truths, right?
Yes.
That's so pretty. Yeah, sorry. Text, yes. Do go on. Okay, so choose a truth from the three options, or roll, or customize, or craft.
Yeah, that is the general approach of this game. It's if you know what should be happening, that's what's happening. Otherwise, here are oracles that helps to guide you. Anyway, let's move on. Yes, various tips on how to do it.
Yeah.
Skip things if you don't want to deal with them, and there will be hints on what can apply to your character as you make these choices.
Okay. Cool. So wait. Nope, I'm now confused. So we're doing the 14 categories. And we're choosing truths from these categories?
Yeah, so in each category there will be three options, and we're choosing one of them, or making up our own, or whatever.
Okay, yep, cool. So that is, yep. Cool. So, cataclysm.
Yes. So I will read the first option, you the second and third, and so on.
Sure. Just the bold, though.
Yeah. Cataclysm. The sun plague extinguished the stars in our home galaxy.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? If it's just the bold, it might as well be one person. It's just one sentence. Yeah. Second option. We were united in the prolonged war against an implacable foe, but our defeat was at hand. Or, everything fell apart in an age of chaos.
Have you read Lamar's Retief series?
I don't believe so.
Polos? No? Okay. Because there are some echoes there for prolonged war that would be interesting to play with, but if you haven't read it, there's.
I mean, you can take lead on that.
I mean, because that would tie us to some of the conceits in that series, the Corps Diplomatique, etc. It's not. It makes sense if we're all on the same page, but you know what? It's 2021. I'm going to go for everything fell apart in an age of chaos.
Right. Uprisings flared like wildfire. Governments were toppled. Trade ceased. Old enemies waged new wars and allies turned on one another. On the brink of total collapse, we assembled our fleets and traveled to the Forge. A new home, a fresh start. The crisis was sparked by Roll a d100.
Yeah, let's roll the D100.
You roll the d100.
I'm rolling the D100. Bloop. 21. The rise of a fascist power.
Of course. Okay. Quest starter. The threat that triggered the cataclysm rises anew here in the Forge. How does it manifest? How has it changed or adapted since the cataclysm? What will you do to stop it? So that's, I think, just something to keep in the back of the mind.
I've pasted that in, but we're gonna answer the quest starters later.
I think so. Well, I think we deal with them when we choose our quest.
And then there's a character beat that we should also copy.
Yes. Do you possess a keepsake or artifact of pre-cataclysm society? What is it? Why is it important to you? If you are all that remains of a people or culture, you might be a vestige. Now, this is a specific call-out to an asset you could choose during character creation.
Cool. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Yep. You want to take this one?
When the Exodus fleet set off on a ponderous journey to a new home outside our galaxy, they marked the Forge as their destination. Countless generations lived out their lives aboard these titanic ships during the millennia-long passage. We are taking this one, by the way.
Well, let's look at the others as well.
A ragtag fleet of ships, propelled at tremendous speeds by experimental FTL drives, carried our ancestors to the Forge. But the technology that powered the ships is said to be the source of the Sundream, a fracturing of reality which plagues us here today. Or mysterious alien gates provided instantaneous one-way passage to the Forge. No. And we're taking Genship because we've run half of the Generation Ship campaign?
Sadly, only half, yes. I am happy with that.
And, I mean, we might as well, whatever we remember from that could imply some of this stuff. So, I will keep that.
Right. The refugees built a rich legacy of culture and tradition during the Exodus. Some even remained in the ships after their arrival in the Forge, unwilling or unable to leave their familiar confines. Those vessels, the Iron Homes, still sail the depths of this galaxy.
Quest starter. Your dreams are plagued by visions of a lost and crippled Exodus ship. What do you see? Why does it call to you?
Okay, so that's...
Yep.
That is a lovely quest starter.
That's a lovely quest starter.
Recover a lost ship.
Yep.
Okay, and at the bottom of the page...
does your family or cultural history offer any stories of the Exodus? How does this legacy impact you today? Bunnies. They offer stories of the terrible, terrible bunnies. If you're dedicated to expanding the reach of your people within the Forge, you might be an explorer. If you are exiled or reviled, you might be an outcast. Communities.
Right. I assume you're copying these prompts. Cool, because I'm not looking at the page yet. Communities. Few survived the journey to the Forge and were scattered to the winds in this perilous place. Or, dangers abound, but there is safety in numbers. Many ships and settlements are united under the banner of one of the founder clans. Or, we have made our mark in this galaxy, but the energy storms we call balefires threaten to undo that progress, leaving our communities isolated and vulnerable.
What are you feeling on this one?
I maybe like balefires, as that says something about the Forge, our new home.
Okay.
Other than just our people.
So it's not that we're just assholes. It's that...
No, we have an excuse.
We have starships navigate along bustling trade routes between settlements. We've built burgeoning outposts on the fringes of known sectors, and bold spaces chart new paths into unexplored domains. But this hard-earned success is threatened by the chaotic balefires, intense energy anomalies, which cut off trade routes and threaten entire planets. A balefire expands towards a remote deep space settlement. Can a rescue fleet be marshaled in time to transport the inhabitants of the station to safety? What foe stands in the way? If vows to a leader or organization are a key aspect of your character, I mean, see fascism, you might be a banner sworn. If you're skilled at negotiation and resolving disputes between communities, you might be a diplomat. If you've always lived among the stars, you might be a voidborn. I mean, I'm probably going to be a diplomat just because I've already thought
You
out the whole.
don't say.
I really, yeah, like me, a talkie character in this economy. Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Carry on.
next one is yours.
It is.
Well, okay, fine. Iron. Iron vows are sworn upon the remnants of ships that carried our people to the forge. Or, iron vows are sworn upon totems crafted from the enigmatic metal we call black iron. Or, the iron sworn bind their honor to iron blades. Right, so this is a tiny bit that's worth mentioning. Iron vows are a major part of the setting. When you swear on an iron totem, you mean it. And this is the basis for, this is what you will be doing next. Like, this will be your adventure.
I'm kind of feeling the first one.
Yes, I agree. Since we've established the whole Exodus ships,
Yeah.
we might as well stick with it.
Yep.
And so, many of our outposts were built from the iron bones of the Exodus ships. Fragments of the ships were also given to survivors as a remembrance and passed from one generation to the next.
Yeah, I like that.
Today, the Ironsworn swear vows upon the shards to honor the sacrifice of their forebearers, the essence of the places left behind, and the souls of those great ships. Quest starter. The iron shard you carry is a small piece of the outer hull of an Exodus ship. The navigational chart inscribed on its surface only reveals itself when exposed to the light of a specific star. Where is the map purported to lead, and why are you sworn to follow it? Who seeks to claim the map for themselves?
Interesting. Okay.
And the character bit. What do you swear vows upon? Why is this object meaningful to you? If your background or personality emphasizes the strength of your iron vows, you might be honor-bound.
Laws. Much of the settled domains are a lawless frontier. Criminal factions and corrupt leaders often hold sway. Or, laws and governance vary across settled domains, but the bounty hunters are given wide latitude to pursue their contracts. Their authority is almost universally recognized and supersedes local laws. Oh, that's not going to run any problems. Our communities are bound under the terms of the Covenant, a charter established after the Exodus. The organization called the Keepers is sworn to uphold these laws.
I'm
Roll for it, or do you have a feel?
first or second, I feel.
Really? Because I was thinking first or third, but I mean, we both.
Well, it
said
sounds like
first,
first
so-
is then the middle ground.
Yep. Cool. Powers rise and fall in the Forge, so any authority is fleeting. In the end, we must fend for ourselves. A few communities are bastions of successful autonomy, but many are corrupted or preyed upon by petty despots, criminals, and raiders. Quest starter. In the upper atmosphere of a gas giant, transport vehicles carry valuable and volatile fuel from the processing plant to a heavily guarded storage depot. The notorious leader of a criminal organization needs this fuel and gives you the schedule for the transports. What leverage does this person hold over you? How will you undertake this heist? And if you chase down outlaws, you might be a bounty hunter. If you are skilled at getting in and out of protected places and systems, you might be an agent. If you have connections within the criminal underworld, you might be a scoundrel. This keeps going.
It does. They do say to take breaks, skip things you don't care about, and yeah, I did say that we will not get to actually play in the characters.
I mean, accurate. I mean, it's lovely, and it is doing an excellent job of introducing the setting without having DM of the Rings narrative dump.
Yeah, and the book also called out that this is part of play. Like,
Yes.
alright, so religion. Our gods failed us, we left them behind. Or our faith is as diverse as our people. Or three dominant religious orders, the triumvirate, battle for influence and power within the Forge. I'm leaning towards the first one, because it feels appropriate.
Okay.
But, I mean, if you feel strongly about something else, do say so.
I mean, I'm just thinking about how this ties in with the fascistic thing that we chose the first one. And usually fascism has a spiritual element slash fig leaf that it uses as a unifying.
Right, so that would
well,
be another reason to leave the gods behind.
Sorry?
So that would be another reason to leave the gods behind, because they got so tied to the fascistic government.
But isn't the fascistic government a current threat?
Sure.
Or did I miss? All right, scrolling up.
Yeah, we have notes for this.
We have notes for this. No, that's Exodus. Everything fell apart. Quest starter. The threat that triggered the cataclysm rises anew.
So we could absolutely have that as a threat that pops up, or even is present but somewhere in the background.
Okay. I'm kind of tempted to go for our faith is as diverse. I don't see faith as a major drumbeat for us. But humanity without at least superstitions doesn't feel like the sort of game we're playing. Like we carried various religions on the ships, and that feels like a diversity to me more than everyone just giving up on religion. Because
yeah, that's fair.
Everyone giving up on religion is far more of a high future rather than a gritty.
Right. That is fine. I guess we're just not choosing the third one, which is there are three dominant religions.
Yeah, like we're not choosing the
Yeah.
it's a major part. Like organized religion is a major part of the game.
Okay. No, it is fine. So, many have no religion or offer an occasional prayer out of habit. Others pay homage to the gods of our forebears as a way of connecting to their roots. Some idealize the natural order of the universe and see the divine in the gravitational dance of stars or the complex mechanisms of a planetary ecosystem. And many now worship the primordials, gods of a fallen people who once dwelt within the Forge. Quest starter. A cult seeks to take control of a site reputed to hold a primordial artifact. What holy object do they seek? Why are you sworn to stop them? And for a character prompt, what is your relationship to religional? If you are an ardent follower of a god or creed, you might be a devotant. Devotant?
Sure, why not?
Sure. Yes.
Magic. Magic does not exist. Okay? Supernatural powers are wielded by those rare people we call paragons. Or unnatural energies flow through the forge. Magic and science are two sides of the same coin. I'm not using that voice.
Third one?
Oh, we're going with that? All right.
I mean, you use the special voice and everything.
Fuck you. All right. I mean, special voice commands it. Soon after our arrival, some displayed the ability to harness the Forge's energies. Today, mystics invoke this power to manipulate matter. or see beyond the veils of our own universe. Oh god, I can't do that. But this can be a corrupting force, and the most powerful mystics are respected and feared in equal measure. Quest starter. Someone you love has been corrupted by the powers of the Forge. Why did they fall into darkness? They use the voice. Where are they now? They use the voice. Do you seek to save them or defeat them? Have a cup of coffee? And if magic is an aspect of your setting, how does your character and their culture view these unnatural abilities? If you possess supernatural powers, you might be an empath, firebrand, kinetic, seer, or shade. Okay, I was not expecting magic to be a dial. Like, because it does seem like we can dial this to be like a super crunchy sci-fi or more space operatic, and I was not expecting that sort of variety.
Yeah, it also mentioned at some point that if you basically have no magic, you need to reflavor these assets or just not have them at all.
Ah,
So yes, it is very much a dial.
okay.
Okay. Communication and data. Much was lost when we came to the Forge. It is a dark age. Or information is life. We rely on a guild of spaceborne couriers, the Heralds, to transport messages and data across the vast distances between settlements. Or in settled domains, a network of data hubs called the Weave allow near instantaneous communication and data sharing between ships and outposts. I think I've pronounced data three different ways there.
That's fine. I did my dissertation on it. At
Yeah.
the end, I didn't know how to say the stupid word.
So
Information is life.
yes,
That's the theme we're going for.
I
It,
very much like the idea of heralds, which probably maybe is who we will be because it plays with the balefire separating settlements,
oh,
and
yes.
so there are these heroic postmen going around.
We will channel David Brin.
Yes. Direct communication and transmissions beyond the near space of a ship or outpost is impossible due to the chaotic energies of the Forge. Digital archive.
Yeah, like it light the tyranny of light speed.
Well, I mean, we do have FTL drives. Anyway, digital archives are available at large outposts, but the information is not always up to date or reliable. Therefore, the most important communications and discoveries are carried by the heralds, sworn to see the data to its destination. Quest starter. You discover a crippled herald ship. The pilot, carrying a critical and time-sensitive message, is dead. Where was the message bound, and why do you swear to see it to its destination?
I really like the postman. Like that's a really good conceit for us.
And
Yep.
for a character prompt, if you are an expert at subverting or manipulating digital information systems, you might be an agent. If you keep an archive of navigational charts, you might be a navigator.
Okay. I definitely see where I think we're probably going. Medicine. Our advanced medical technologies and expertise was lost during the. That's not. Can we file a bug report? Because our advanced medical technologies and expertise was verb agreement.
Expertise was lost.
No,
Moving on.
whatever. But that needs redoing. Or to help offset a scarcity of medical supplies and knowledge, the technicians we call riggers create basic organ and limb replacements. Or the menders are an order of sworn healers who preserve our medical knowledge and train new generations of caregivers.
I like the second for the aesthetics.
I like the second for the yeah. Well, it also fits the vibe we're going for. Like we're not in this glittery future, but we're also not in a dark age.
Yeah, second it is.
Yep. Much was lost in the Exodus, and what remains of our medical technologies and expertise remains co-opted by the privileged and powerful. For most, advanced medical care is simply out of reach. When someone suffers a grievous injury, they'll often turn to a rigger, for a makeshift mechanical solution. Quest Starter. A rigger is in desperate need of a rare technological artifact to create a life-saving medical device. Their patient is someone important to you and won't survive more than a few days. What is the nature of this artifact, and what protects it? The plot and the plot. And do you bear any notable scars or prosthetics? Do you have any medical or physical disabilities? Ooh. These aspects might influence your look or approach. If you're skilled at providing medical care for yourself and others, you might be a healer. If you are rigged with advanced prosthetics or cyberware, you might be augmented.
Okay, yep, it just keeps going. Artificial intelligence. We no longer have access to advanced computer systems. Instead, we must rely on the specialists we call adepts. Or, the vestiges of advanced machine intelligence are coveted and wielded by those in power. Or, artificial consciousness emerged in the time before the Exodus, and sentient machines live with us here in the Forge.
Sentient machines live with us here in the Forge. They're bunnies.
See, it is an in-joke that literally no one will understand.
I don't care.
So you feel strongly about the third one?
I mean, it is. I mean, I can see that the bunnies could be either the second or the third.
I kind of like the second, because then it is the source of power for people.
Yeah, and it fits the theme, because we're not in the glittery future, but we're also not in the dark age. Oh, I'm happy with the second.
Okay, yeah, let's go with the second. So, much of our AI technology was lost in the Exodus. What remains is under the control of powerful organizations and people, and is often wielded as a weapon or deterrent. The rest of us must make do with primitive systems. Quest starter. You receive a covert message from an AI held by a powerful leader. It is a plea for help. What does it ask of you?
It's a trap. Ignore it.
Yep. And character prompts. If you are accompanied by machine intelligence, you might have a companion such as a combat bot, survey bot, or utility bot. If your ship has an AI, you might have an overseer module. If AI in your campaign is rare or unavailable, these units will operate using very basic machine intelligence. If AI is common and advanced, they may have their own sentient personalities. Okay.
Sure.
Next one.
Yep. War. War never changes. Here in the Forge, resources are too precious to support organized fighting forces or advanced weaponry. Really? Okay.
That's an option.
Those two with the ability to pay can call on the Legion, a guild of professional soldiers to defend or expand their holdings. The rest of us are on our own. Or, war never ends. Talented weaponsmiths and shipwrights craft deadly, high-tech tools of destruction. Dominant factions wield mighty fleets and battle-hardened troops. So this touches on our criminality, I think.
Yes, so I think the second one kind of fits. Like, there are mercenaries.
Yeah, I mean, I can also see the first, like, where you have raiders and you have volunteers. It's nasty, brutish, and short, but but I mean, the Legion is like, especially if we frame the Legion as breaking more than creating. The Legion could also create the earlier prompts that we had without too much trouble.
What do you mean?
Basically, if they break communities but don't do any rebuilding, then the scattered and isolated communities that we chose.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
no. We have balefires, which is why we're isolated.
Well, there can be multiple overlapping reasons.
Yeah, and laws. Much of the settled domains are a lawless frontier. So, yeah, I think I can see the Legion being supporting that, where We don't have major set piece battles. But we do have
Yeah, but
a
sometimes someone scrapes enough cash to hire a band of mercenaries.
yeah.
And maybe the other side can pay the same religion and they'll hash it out.
I imagine they have done that a time or two.
Yes, okay. So, the Legion deploys skilled fighting forces and well-equipped starships on demand. But their service always comes at a dire cost, and the members of the Legion are mercenaries who hold no loyalty except to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Quest starter. A detachment of the Legion was sent to put down a rebellion on a mining settlement. Instead of following their orders, the soldiers now stand with the miners. What forced this sudden reversal? What will you do to aid these renegades as the full force of their former cohorts are arrayed against them? And for character prompt,
I'm going to go with nothing.
have you fought in any wars? Are there any experiences which haunt you now? If you're an experienced soldier, you might be a veteran. If you swear vows as a soldier of fortune, you might be a mercenary. If you favor a particular weapon, you might follow a path, such as Blade Master, Gunner, Gunslinger, or Sniper.
Life forms. This is a perilous and often inhospitable galaxy, but life finds a way. Uh-huh. Many sites and planets are infested by dreadful forge spawn. These aberrant creatures threaten to overrun other life in the galaxy. Life in the Forge was seeded and engineered by the Essentia, ancient entities who enact their inscrutable will in the galaxy. I'm feeling one pretty strongly.
Really?
What about you?
Kind of like the 3, because
Okay.
it adds a different dimension to our adventures. So there's more than just interpersonal conflict.
Okay. So we have ancient architects who
I mean, we do have ancient architects. Is just how much of them left is the question, right?
yeah, I mean it's inscrutable anyways. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So,
The Essentia are the architects of life within the Forge. These omniscient beings are rarely encountered and have powers and purpose beyond our comprehension. Some worship them, others resist or rebel against them, but trying to defy the will of the Essentia is like standing at the shore of an ocean to thwart the tide. They are inevitable. Quest starter. An eccentric xenologist believes the genomes of life within just show commonalities. They are in fact a coded message from the Essentia, but there are still significant gaps, and the truth may only be revealed with additional samples. What is your stake in this project? Eh? But cool.
and the character prompt.
Ah, yes. If you have expertise in life forms and planetary environments, you might be a naturalist. If you're accompanied on your adventures by a native creature, they might be a companion, such as a glowcat, void glider, rock horn, or symbiote.
Okay, precursors. Over eons, a vast number of civilizations rose and fell within the Forge. Today, the folk we call grubs, scavenger crews, and audacious explorers delve into the mysterious monuments and ruins of those ancient beings. Or, the Ascendancy, an advanced spacefaring empire, once ruled the entirety of the Forge. Vaults of inscrutable purpose are all that remains to mark the Ascendancy's legacy, but those places are untethered from our own reality. Or, the biomechanical life forms we call remnants, engineered by ancient civilizations as weapons in a cataclysmic war, survived the death of their creators.
I mean, I am doing a lot of work with archaeologists.
Right, so you think the first one?
I'm debating whether or not I want the first one or just to say no and have it be the second one. Um, what are your feelings?
Well, so we already have the Essentia,
Yeah.
which weird things that wander around and create or modify life from the sounds of
Yeah.
it. Um, I mean, I think the third option, the Remnants, intersects with that a bit too much.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, I'm happy between 1 and 2.
Let's roll for it.
Sure,
I'll just roll a d2.
by all means.
1. Excellent. Incomprehensible technologies, inexorable time, and the strange energies of the Forge have corrupted the vaults of the precursors. Despite the perils, grubs scour those places for useful resources and discoveries, but some secrets are best left buried, and many have been lost to the forsaken depths of vaults. Quest starter. In the ice rings of a remote world, a precursor vault was discovered by grub scavengers. The team delved into the relic, but never emerged. What is your relationship to the grub crew? Are you sworn to investigate their fate? Have you had any notable encounters with precursor vaults, relics, or tech? Please fill out this form. If you're an expert in ancient lore, you might be an archivist. If you pick the bones of these places, you might be a scavenger.
Okay. Horrors. Put
Oh, no.
enough alcohol in a spacer and they'll tell you stories of ghost ships crewed by vengeful undead. It is nonsense. Most insist that horrors aren't real. Spacers know the truth. Or the strange energies of the Forge give unnatural life to the dead. The Soulbinders are an organization sworn to confront these horrifying entities.
So do any of these lead to Doom Candy?
To what, sorry?
Doom Candy. Since we're doing callbacks, calling back to A, your blog, and B, a campaign over a decade ago seems appropriate.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I don't really like the third one.
No,
because it's
this is not an undead game. You do enough like horror game. We've done enough horror games. Why don't we just say nonsense?
yeah, I was leaning towards that. Like something might be happening, but not.
It is not a major. It is either not a major plot point or it is a fundamental major plot point.
No. So, within the Forge, space and time are as mutable and unstable as a flooding river. When reality can't be trusted, we are bound to encounter unsettling phenomenon. Quest start. Like, there is something there, maybe sometimes.
We have the balefires, we have space-time, blah blah, but it's not, Ya Cthulhu Ftagen.
No. So, quest starter. You receive urgent distress calls from a ship stranded in the event horizon of a black hole.
That was their first mistake.
The ship itself is broken apart, a shattered hull trailing debris. There are no signs of life, and yet the ghostly messages persist. And character prompt. Have you experienced any supernatural encounters? If you specialize in battling undead or monstrous forces, you might be a slayer. If you have a supernatural connection to a spirit, you might be haunted. Okay.
Oh wow! All right, so let's just review because
and so this is
save changes because I don't want to lose the last hour of talking.
No.
All right, so we have Cataclysm. Everything fell apart because the fascists gained power. Exodus. We have gen ships, and they are now holy relics. We have communities. We've made our mark, but Balefire threatened to undo that progress. So we have good, established, isolated communities. Is that the way to frame it?
Yes, I think so.
Iron vows are sworn upon the remnants of ships that carried our people to the Forge. Yep. Laws, much of the settled domains are a lawless frontier. Criminal factions and corrupt leaders often hold sway, which is to say, the leaders of these scattered factions.
So I think all the major settlements, rolling back a bit, are grown out of a Exodus ship.
Absolutely.
Like there are smaller offshoots and space stations that I knew, but all the major ones are Exodus ships.
Yeah. And that explains the lack of laws because it's like, well, we managed to maintain order-ish on these gen ships. What? Where, like we don't have a major empire. We just have these generation ships that have grown.
Yep.
Okay. Religion. Our faith is as diverse as our people. Again, sparking the gen ships. Magic. Unnatural energies flow through the forge. Magic and science are two sides of the same coin. I want to say that this is new, right? Like, we got here and we're like, oh, we can do weird stuff. What?
Yeah, I think that is very much the implication that this wasn't really the case in our old galaxy.
Yeah. And so this is a fairly novel, weird route for research and also route for alienation and so on and so forth, but they're university courses on it. Like it's not
in places that have universities.
Yeah, like in the core genship worlds, there are university courses on this. It's not magic as this weird esoteric thing. It's magic as this new what thing.
Yeah, but also given how scattered and diverse we are, there's absolutely magic as magic in other places.
Yeah. The farther away you get from a generation ship, the more superstitious people are.
Yep.
And of course, communication and data. And I think this is both that spoke to both of us, that information is life. We rely on a guild of spaceborne couriers, the heralds, to transport messages and data across vast distances between settlements. So I think both of us responded very strongly to this one.
Yeah, so I think we don't start as heralds, but I like the quest starter here.
Well, I mean, I like the campaign conceit.
Well, yeah, this is a quest starter, and then we join the orc.
Yeah.
What just happened?
I'm fixing stray bullets.
It just broke everything.
It closed.
Yay.
So turning it off and on again help.
No. Okay, it's fine. It is fine. It is just tiny.
What?
It's all good. Carry on.
What did you do? And then medicine, we have rigors, and so we have retro future-y thing. We don't have magical healers, but we're also not in Dark Ages. We have vestiges of advanced machine intelligence are coveted and wielded by those in power. Again, speaking to gen ships, and it's a callback to our other campaigns. War. And the way I read the war prompt is that if any one organization gets too big for its britches, this, like, all these communities can pool all of their resources and smack them down, but it's not like a common...
No. And I kind of want to say that there isn't just a single legion, there's a bunch of warring mercenary companies.
Oh, sure. Like, no. Everyone calls them the Legion, but that's just because they all call themselves the Legion. And, like, sometimes they put numbers before it, but no one pays attention except for the companies themselves.
Sure.
We're the 4th Legion. We're the Red Legion. You know, like, if the word... So, Legion basically means professional military band, not single organization. But to these isolated groups, if you say, we'll call the Legion, it is the same thing as saying, we'll call the army.
Yep. And behind the scenes, there is a movement to monopolize it and just monopolize mercenary services.
Yes. Life forms. Life in the Forge was seeded and engineered by the Essentia, ancient entities who enact their inscrutable will. So what this means is there's a common biology across all of our planets. That's weird. And that weird biological shit can happen because Essentia.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be that common either, because
Yeah.
essentially it's doing what it does.
Well, so really what this means is that the planets have a common biology.
I think I would go further and say it means that the planets have nonsensical biology at times, like not something that would evolve there.
Oh, no, yeah, no, 100%. Like, they're common and also impossible.
Yep.
But, like, life forms from different planets can trivially interbreed, sometimes in a that should not happen way.
Sure.
Precursors. Over eons, a vast number of civilizations rose and fell, grubs scavenge. Yep. So we have archaeology, and we are not the first nor the last to be here. And horrors. Nah.
Yeah. Horus is nonsense.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so that is our setting we've created, and I quite like it so far.
Yeah. Now, do you want to stop this recording and then we'll start another recording, or are we doing character creation as part of this recording?
I reckon let's keep going. We might as well go through all the prep work.
Yeah, so this
for a
is
single
the
episode.
session. Cool.
Yep. Okay. So, moving on with the PDF, next we create our characters.
In Starforged, you will undertake quests, overcome challenges, and explore the Forge through the perspective of your character. In this exercise, you'll define some key aspects of that character and their starship. Please, O controller of the assets, make us 2 character sheets.
Oh, you actually need me to do something. Well, that's
Yes.
novel. Okay, edit, duplicate. This was cancel. There we go. And I'm going to move it here, and actually I should make another one because the blank thing is blank.
Excellent. The character sheet is used to track your stats, conditions, and experience, and assets represent notable traits and resources used by your character. Cool.
Okay, so the game has very pretty PDF, and we will not be able to use it because I'm not making a custom character sheet in Roll20. That is beyond my capabilities or care factor.
Yes. All right. Your character scope. You are human. Oh, that's easy. The people of the Forge are human. Starforged does not directly provide options to play aliens, robots, uplifted animals, or other non-human characters. The actual mechanical aspects of your character are relatively light and can be themed to accommodate non-human entities, but Starforged is primarily designed to be played from the perspective of a human being or close analog. Diversity and inclusiveness. Apart from this human-centric, not humanocentric, assumption, you can envision your character as you like. There are no gameplay or setting restrictions that constrain your race, culture, disability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. If you're aiming to play a specific lived experience, don't rely on assumptions or put in the time to research and learn the experiences of others. Okay.
Okay. So this is the lovely character sheet, which we will not be using.
Yep.
Character creation summary. And just go through all the steps. We will actually go through the steps.
20 minutes, my ass. Ready your assets, which you've done.
I have not. I have not moved every single asset into the thing, but we will make them as we actually choose them, because there are a lot of these assets. I thought about it, and it would have taken a couple hours more.
Yeah, nah. Choose 2 paths. Okay, so select 2 assets. Create your backstory. Write your background vow. Board your starship. Choose your final asset. Set your stats. Heart, Iron, Shadow, and Wits. I'm getting Fallen London callbacks.
Just a little bit.
I mean, it's not bad.
No.
Set your condition tracks, envision your character, name your character, and gear up. Okay,
So
we begin.
we begin. Ready the asset cards.
Skipped. Good. Oh, those are so pretty.
So we will, in fact, need them. It is a separate PDF that you will find in the
Those
folder.
are so pretty.
They are.
Shut up, take my money. Okay. So let's see here. Choose two paths. You go first? Or no, take turns building one path asset at a time.
See the next page for how it works. Right.
Okay,
Look
so-
through the path assets and choose any two.
Any two.
Consider
how each choice
Okay, we're doing it simultaneously. Carry on.
and choose any two. Consider how each choice plays into an emerging concept. Be mindful of the established truths from the last exercise. Some assets may not be a great fit for your setting. For example, if there's no magic or supernatural abilities, reimagine. Yeah. And then picking paths with allies. If you're playing Starforged with others, now that's a phrase that one doesn't often see.
No.
Take turns picking one path asset at a time. Discuss your choices as a group to build a team. Do not take assets already chosen. And then there's random stuff if you want to be random. Cool.
So I think I would choose the first one from one of the prompts we got during the setting creation.
Sure.
So we need to go here, close this. Oh, there's so much. Okay, let's take a look and see what speaks to us.
I mean, so may I suggest that we both take an asset from the information?
Information.
Agent and navigator?
You know what? Yeah, that works. Which one do you want to be?
Well, you said you'd choose first.
Right. You know what? I'll be an agent. Expert at subverting or manipulating digital information systems.
And I will be a navigator.
Now, what we want to do is go to the assets.
I'm going to put my name in the title. So
That
that
is-
we
Yes,
Okay.
that is good.
are we editing the same sheet?
I have closed mine, so hopefully not.
Great. And are you getting Hangouts? Because I'm hearing a faint bling.
No,
Am I getting Hangouts?
I possibly.
I shouldn't be, but no. Okay, I'm just going insane. Full marks. Well, there are no horrors here. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
So I think what we actually want to do is create new. Oh, what's happening? New handouts for each asset,
okay.
because that's how it's supposed to look, generally speaking.
Yes. So you talk through your agent handout. Oh my god. And then I talk through.
And I picked navigator because I am smart.
Wait.
1 second. No, I copied the wrong thing. And
Okay.
I should have given it to you, but then I deleted it, and never mind. This is fine.
I'm so confused. What
Everything
am I
is good.
doing right now? Because I don't see anything editable.
Nothing. It is all good.
Excellent. I can fail to do nothing. Wait.
Okay, so path, agent. Do you have the assets PDF open?
I do.
Very good. Well, you can find the navigator in it.
I have. I don't know where to put it in Roll20 though.
I'll get it to you. So, rules-wise, you get the first thing there when you get that asset.
Yep.
The second and third ability you can buy with XP.
So this goes into my character sheet, not as its own launchable.
I will make you, and called it the wrong thing. This is such a mess. So I've made the agent thing, and I will make a handout for you, which you will fill yourself.
Yes. So I want to navigator. When you set a course, choose one. Follow the fastest path. Take +2 momentum on a hit. Follow the safest path. Add +1. On a strong hit with a match, you charted a new path during the journey. Mark 1 tick on your Discovery's legacy track. Okay.
There's a lot of things, yes.
Yep, that's, oh boy.
Yep. Well, importantly, this is the ability you have, and the second and third, don't worry about them too much right now. They are something you can buy later.
Yeah, I'm not going to read those off.
No. And so, Agent. When you make a move to break into a secure site, infiltrate a protected area, or hack or manipulate a secure system, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
Okay.
Yeah, right. This is useful, I hope. So that is first path we get, and we should get 2 paths. I'm tempted to roll dice and just see what I get.
Go for it.
So we go here and close this and go to chat and go roll D100. 42.
I mean,
of course.
Of course.
Hotshot pilot. Ace or gunslinger? Let's look at Ace, shall we?
I mean, Ace feels good in terms of our conceit.
When you face danger or react under fire by guiding your vehicle through a hazard or out of harm's way, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Done. I will be an ace.
Okay, so you are the pilot of our ship. Oh, don't forget to bold the moves, because
yes.
All right, so I will do that when you're talking. Okay, so you are the pilot, and I am the navigator.
Yep.
So there's definitely diplomat as an interesting thing. So when I swear a vow, they resolve a dispute, add +1. Yep. So that is explicitly talky. Or there's explorer. That's interesting.
Well, I mean, you wanted to be the diplomat.
I did. I'm just thinking. Okay, so we're 2 schmucks on this ship delivering the mail. I note that neither of us. Now, these are only paths, right? We're not taking anything else from this chart.
Correct.
Okay. So archivist seems wrong. I'm kind of tempted to go Bannersworn and say my vow is to deliver the mail, but that's not.
Well,
Okay, that's a maybe. Oh, courier. Yeah, no, courier. So
Right.
I'm navigator courier because
Okay.
like somehow that's really spoken to me. So you know what? We'll go all in.
Excellent. I'm making you a new asset.
Yep.
There you go.
Now, none of these are checked on courier, but I have numbers at the bottom.
Let's take a look.
How work?
Courier, you say?
Yeah. So when you swear, open box.
I assume it.
Iron vow.
So I assume you get the first one because that's what happens with every single one. Others?
It's not checked.
Yeah, it's a typo.
Okay. So when you swear an iron vow to transport and protect something precious, set its safety to 5. When you undertake an expedition or set a course and score on a miss, you may suffer -1 safety as the cost. On a miss with a match, you must suffer -2 safety as the cost. When safety falls to 0, envision a major complication related to this mission. If you overcome the threat, reach a milestone and mark progress twice, then set safety to 3. I mean, so I'm all in on transporting,
Yes.
setting courses. Which, okay, sure. Um, okay, that it's very much a character.
Yep. Okay, so we've picked our paths. And then, create your backstory. As you begin play in Starforged, your character is a person with few ties to others. The Forge is a vast galaxy, and your former home, if you had one, is lost to you, forsaken by you, or a distant memory. Consider what happened to sunder or separate you from your home and relationships. This is your backstory. This origin can influence the stories you explore and vows you undertake as you play Starforged, or it might just provide some texture to help bring your character to life. Keep it simple. There is no need to invent an elaborate history. You can discover more about your character through play. And there is a table if we need one.
Okay, so 5, 4, 3.
So, if we're playing with others, discuss whether your characters have a mutual history or if you have come together along different paths. Have you known each other for years? Do you have only casual links to each other, or are you just now coming together as the campaign begins? Note that Starforged assumes your characters are working towards shared or complementary goals. Your backstories should not prohibit you from working together. You are allies, not enemies. A bit of friendly rivalry or friction between characters can make you for good storytelling, but in the end you will stand together against those forces which would see your vows unfulfilled.
Oh no, the playbook lost. Okay, I need to take this out of Google Sheets because it. No.
Sure.
So just going on this whole delivery vibe, I see us as wannabe postmen, and that we've been doing this for a while. Because like the post guild, sorry, the courier guild is all like super prestigious thing.
So, this is jumping a bit ahead because already thinking of the first quest, and I'm pretty sure that's like the 5 steps down the road.
I mean, it is us.
Yes, but and because I liked that starting quest prompt of the Herald is like you find the Herald ship.
Yes.
So maybe your backstory is you're an apprentice herald. You're a squire, essentially.
I like that, yeah.
And your master has gone missing.
Yep.
Okay, so you were running an errand in a settlement, and the master was supposed to pass through it, and he hasn't.
I'm a journeyman herald.
Yeah.
And so this is my first away mission from his tutelage, and I completed it successfully. Dot.
Yeah, but like he was supposed to come here, or she, or
They. Yep.
they, yes, and just haven't.
Yep.
And
so have we been a?
and so for myself, I want to say that my background is that, like, this is a settlement, and we are desperately waiting for specific medicine or information how to manufacture that medicine. So we are very much waiting for that herald to arrive with the information we've requested.
Okay, because what I was almost thinking is that I delivered the information, and so like you were one of the ones cured by that information.
Then there's less of a reason for me to leave home.
True.
Now, it's if I need to go get that info to help.
So you're a hotshot gearhead. You've got your own scrappy little scavenge together shuttle.
And so we come together because you know where to go, and I desperately need to do something.
Yep.
And I think that would work well.
That's a nice easy hook. I'll take it.
Yep. Okay. So I think that will work for our backstory. We'll obviously come up with more as we need it.
Write this down a bit because I will forget. So where do I write it down?
I have not made a dedicated space for it. Feel free to edit the character sheet.
Yeah.
character sheet.
Backstory. Herald on first major solo mission. So what was my mission?
You know what? That's up to you.
Right. So mission completed, but the Master Herald. They had critical information. Great.
Yeah.
It delivered to this backwater colony. Perfect.
Yeah. So, next, write your background vow. You'll envision and mark down a background vow to represent a primary motivation or ultimate goal. This is a big quest that you will be doing for most of the campaign, I think. Envision the vow. Consider what you know of the setting and your character thus far. What nagging ambition, aching need, or sacred commitment drives you? This is your background vow. The vow is part of a character's history, sworn months ago or years ago. It can be tied to a backstory or represent a deeper lifelong goal. Fulfilling this vow will not be easy. Mechanically, it is an epic vow, so every opportunity to reach a milestone is just one tick on the vow's progress track. In story time, it might require months, years, or even decades to see this vow fulfilled or forsaken. You may even decide your background vow isn't something you make significant progress on in your narrative. Instead, it helps establish some role-playing detail for a character and fleshes out your setting. Background vow and allies. If you're playing Starforged with others, you should each have your own background vow. This is part of what makes your character unique. Write the vow. Mark the vow on a character sheet in the spot labeled background vow, somewhere. Write the name of the vow using the imagined words of your character, such as, I vow to destroy the Ironclaw Raider clan, or I will discover a means of preserving consciousness beyond death.
I mean, for me, it is super easy, because this is the traditional vow of the couriers. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor glom of night, nod to Sir Terry, stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Tradition.
Yep. So, do I have a space for I do have a space for background vow. So I think the cure the settlement is much more immediate goal.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't really fit.
It should, like, what if we take your ship? That your ship will be the fastest in the known like.
Yeah, I was thinking something along the lines of become the most renowned pilot.
Okay, so it's
Forge.
not about your vessel. Like we're not talking scrappy Millennium.
I mean, vessel is just part of it, but yeah. With Ace and Agent as my assets, it seems like
you're Han Solo.
I am Han Solo, or and ego is a thing.
Why don't we do a Kessel Run in 6 parts? Like,
I will write it down for now as why is it so large and so terrible? Become the most renowned pilot in the Forge, and we'll adjust it if need be.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a creed. I can't fulfill the. Oh, I can fail to fulfill the vow, but I can't fulfill it.
Yep.
Cool.
Well, yeah. So I'm not sure if a creed is the best thing because it's.
Yeah. This is what
it's not. It's not a goal that you're working towards.
Yeah.
Just live up to that ideal, I guess.
Yep.
So that you can retire a full-fledged herald. Okay. Step 5. Board your starship. We have the starship asset.
Oh, good.
This is our interstellar spacecraft.
Wait, where is the starship asset?
It should be in the assets.
I see command vehicle.
Sure, that.
Okay. Yep.
We have the default ability as per usual, and 2 more that we can earn.
Okay.
We share this asset.
Okay.
We can give it a history. Imagine how you obtained or earned this ship. You can come up with your own origin or roll or pick from the table below. If you use the result from the table, take a moment to consider and elaborate on the suggestion as per usual. Roll me a d100. This will be how my character comes up with this spaceship, I think.
I mean, so I already have an idea that this is your. Have you read Heinlein Build Spaceship Will Travel or Have Spacesuit Will Travel?
If I have, I don't remember.
Right. So like just drawing from that thing, like this is your beauty built out of the local scrapyard. And so you have hand assembled this. I mean, it's built out of repurposed scrap is what it is in that line, but it's like this is the thing that you have been working
That
on.
is literally one of the entries built out of repurposed scrap.
Yeah, that's why I just I
Okay.
looked at it, but like
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
like you're in a backwater. This is your ship that you've built out of scrap.
Right? Yeah, add that line somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I'm looking at the PDF.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now you need to name her.
Oh, that's. There's 2 more steps before that, and then we name it.
Okay.
Yes. Who owns this starship? I think we've established that nominally I do, but it's a shared asset.
Yeah.
Like we both use it. Envision the starship. Your ship is an important aspect of a character, and a character in its own right. What does it look like? What makes it interesting or uniquely yours? Does it have any particular quirks? If nothing occurs to you now, you can flesh it out and play or roll once or twice on the table below. Out of curiosity, let's roll once and just see if we like it. So,
Sure.
would you kindly roll me a d100?
59er. Patched hull covers a recent catastrophic. Yep. Yep. This is very much Theseus's ship. The ship is all patches. Like it's just there is no non-patched patch. It's just patches. And your recent test flight, how do we say, was very useful as a test flight.
You know what? The ship is named Theseus.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. And now, choose your final asset. Now that your ship is ready, you can pick one final asset. This time you aren't limited to picking a path. You can choose the asset from any of the following categories. Module. Enhanced features or capabilities of your starship. As with the ship itself, these are shared assets, blah blah blah. Support vehicle. Secondary vehicles that your starship can carry and launch. Companion. Or path. So let us... Yes, okay. Now you get to look at the entire list of things. Probably not path.
No, I mean, I will have a quick skim as we try to fill the air. It feels like you're the one going to go for a module, so I'm going to just skip over the modules because that doesn't feel like it's a...
Yeah, you shouldn't be the one choosing it.
I mean, I can see an argument for me to have a shuttle. But that's... I want something that isn't the pure courier thing. Because, like, both of my paths were all courier. So I want...
Well, going with the hotshot pilot theme, I think I'll go for engine upgrade. Module.
Because obviously that was...
Like, that's the only thing that it's actually good at. It's just go fast.
Yep.
Press button to go fast. Your vehicle's finely tuned to engine speed your travels. Gives a bonus to undertaking an expedition. Yeah, I'm happy with this.
So just scrolling through, Path Seer actually caught my eye as something completely different. Like it's just... No, that still helps with the whole nah. Okay, what companion would be great? Honor Harrington Glowcat. Okay, I mean that's interesting.
Yeah, companions would be interesting to.
Okay, so symbiote. A symbiote is a. Oh no, it's not the. Interesting. Okay, so the Glowcat is calling to me as just an interesting thing. And none of the rest is really calling to me. Like a companion utility bot. Beep boop, beep boop. Okay. I'm going to avoid a survey bot because that's too much into my
Too
character
much, yeah, I agree.
Either I'm a seer or I have a Glowcat because like that sort of empathic. Actually, wait, hold on. There is path empath, isn't there? Somewhere?
Probably. I recall something like that.
Empath. You know what? I'm going to grab path empath.
Okay.
Because sure, we are being recorded. Take time to listen, but that's completely different than the rest of my character. So
Okay, so path and path. I saved it at your.
you didn't share it though.
I wasn't told I need to share things with other people.
I mean, you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it is something different about the character.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I considered getting the Glowcat as the empathic thing, and then I realized
There is an actual empathic thing.
there's an actual empathic thing.
I mean, maybe we will find a glow cat for you.
Yeah.
Okay, almost done with character creation. Now set your stats. Your character has 5 stats. Each is given a value from 1 to 3. When you make a move and roll dice, you add one of those stats. Arrange these values across your stats in any order: 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. The stats are Edge, quickness, agility, and prowess when fighting at a distance. Heart, courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, and loyalty. Iron, physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, and prowess when fighting at close quarters. Shadow, sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. And wits, expertise, knowledge, and observation. And as an advice, when picking your stats, consider the nature of your emerging character. Also take a look at your assets to see if any stat is particularly useful.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm trying to do it. All right. So I've got swear, undertake, and set a course. So I'm going to look at undertake, and this is a hit. But how does... Oh, edge, shadow, wits. Okay. Yeah, is my response. Set a course. There we go. Supply. That's not a...
That's not... It's a track of our resources, but it's not a stat.
Okay.
Well, so I have... the only thing that cares about my stats directly is engine upgrade. So, and it likes edge, so I will have edge 3.
Courier, navigator. So when I set a course, I do stuff. But set a course is supplied. Courier. When I swear an iron vow. Okay. Where is that in? Oops.
So yes, maybe. There's a lot of moves, as you can see.
There's a lot of moves. Quest move. Swear an iron vow. Great. When you swear a vow upon iron to complete your quest, write your vow and give it a rank. Then roll heart. And empath, I think, also has heart. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to be heart 3.
That makes sense to me.
And then, you know what? The set a path, that strikes me as the 2s. Or the... I have... Okay, how do I have so many windows open? Is my response. Okay, so edge, shadow, wits. I'm going to go with... what did you grab as your...
So edge 3, wits 2. I'm thinking shadow 2 as well, and heart and iron 1.
Right. Well, neither of us are going to be pew-pew fighters, for sure.
Well, no, edge is pew fighter. Iron is soaking people.
Yes, okay. So I am heart 3, shadow 2, wits 2, edge 1, iron 1. Does that's super squishy. Wait, what are yours though? Because I think we just
Edge 3, heart 1, iron 1, shadow 2, wits 2.
Okay, so neither of us do close quarters, but otherwise we're okay.
Which is fine, hopefully.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that also, let's be fair, is very much us.
Yes. Okay, and so you can go to the Attributes and Abilities tab on your character sheet.
Oh no.
And also add those numbers there.
Oh.
There's literally just there's space for numbers.
Yep.
Okay.
1, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2. Okay. And then I have to turn on
Up to you.
all these abilities.
So, step
And
8.
Okay.
Set your condition tracks. Your condition tracks are on the pretty character sheet, and you can use a paperclip or a token to mark them. Haha. Our health, spirit, and supply is +5.
Okay.
Our momentum is +2. It's probably already written there.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I thought ahead. And I will, when we get to actually using these values, I'll explain what they do, but they are fairly self-explanatory other than momentum. And integrity of our starship is +5.
Yep. And you are tracking that.
Sure. Envision your character. Now that the mechanical and background aspects of a character are all set, take a moment to envision their appearance and personality. To start, just define 1 or 2 facts for their physical look, how they act, and what they wear. You don't need much detail at this stage. You can discover the nuances of a character through play. For example, look, covered in tattoos, prosthetic leg, stuff. Like, it's examples.
Well, since this is callback day, I think I'm going to have my first one be my hair has fiber optics threaded through it that emit a fiery light. Because
Very nice.
Yep. That literally no one listening will do because we didn't record that in 2008.
8? Oh, God.
Yep.
I remember that character.
So do I. Your turn.
Okay, I think I will have tattoos covering most of my body over the burn scars from multiple unscheduled disassemblies of the vehicle.
Rapid unscheduled disassemblies, yes.
Yep.
Yep. And where? Do I want to be an iconoclast, right? Because I could totally be wearing of a journeyman. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go all in. It's easy. The traditional garb of a journeyman.
Okay, what does it actually look like?
I'm going to call this is callback day. It is gray leathers, um, fairly tight fitting, with seams picked out in silver, and a flat. You know those English like cloth caps that slope down to the front? Do you know what those are called?
No,
Right.
I don't know the
And,
specific name.
and wearing a flat gray cap.
Okay.
So very, very gray. But this is calling back to Doc Smith's Lensman series because I'm totally making a Lensman. Just like straight
Yep.
up. Yep.
Whereas I'm apparently making a Han Solo, so yeah, like cowboy in space look.
Yeah, Cowboy in Space is frankly a good wear.
Yeah, or actually probably more like the ace pilot of like World War II, so leather jacket with some
You
slight
have
fur.
an iconic red scarf.
And that, yes, and goggles and everything.
Yep.
Like,
Ace World War II pilot and scavenger.
yeah, no one actually needs goggles, but
Oh no. The goggles are not a recommendation on your ship.
I think there's just random sparks.
Dude, you have an engine. It goes fast. You have not bothered to actually current isolate the consoles.
Oh, God. Okay. And finally, give ourselves names, pronouns, and a call sign, which is probably what people refer to us as.
All right.
And when I said finally, this is not actually the last step.
Of course not.
Okay, let's actually go back to.
Okay, so we're talking characters. Like this is literally central because I've riffed on Bryn and I've riffed on Heinlein. Okay. First thing came into mind. Name is Sparrow.
Barrow. Okay.
Sparrow. The
Sparrow.
bird.
Oh, yes. Sorry, misheard.
And I'm going to go with a they them.
Okay.
And call sign is courier or gray courier. No, because that would be the rank. Okay, call sign. Spacers are typically known by their call sign than their actual name. So no, my call sign is Sparrow because that works a lot better as a call sign. I need to go quickly Google.
Okay. Well, I think my name will be Jack. Probably not the given name, but the taken name.
Yeah.
Him is fine. Call sign, something ridiculous. Names are hard.
Names are really hard, especially it's my response. Okay, so going for more of a Heinlein. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Oscar Russell because that's a callback to Have Space Will Travel, which seems about right.
Do you have literary references? I just have terrible jokes.
I mean, we are playing to our standards.
Yes, I'm tempted to have my call sign be Boomer
I mean, yes.
because things just go boom.
Yep.
Very good.
Ooh, what about Spanner?
Yes,
You
Gadget.
keep dropping the Spanner and... I mean, Boomer works.
I will change it later if I feel like it, I think. But for now, it will be Boomer.
Yep.
Okay. Gear up. You won't need a detailed list of equipment. Your supply track is an abstract representation of your general readiness, clothes, fuel, energy, food, etc., etc., etc. You have whatever is appropriate. You definitely have your spacer kit,
Great.
which is sealed environment suit, flashlight or headlamp, toolkit, medkit, personal communicator. Like that's just, you have it. And personal items, make note of any specific gear which represents an important aspect of a character's approach, capabilities, or background. Keep this list short, only a few items. Your assets in particular can influence the gear you envision your character having at the ready.
Okay. Where is this on the character sheet?
Just add space to it. It is a doc.
Yes, but the trick is that I'm trying to find, because I don't want to duplicate it. But yep, cool. All right. So for me, items, the journeyman pin is definitely a critical item for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the journeyman courier pin. What would be a good item to track to the empaths? Like how did I become an empath? What kind of vibe are we going for?
Well, so what are empaths? Empaths are channeling the strange energies of the Forge to feel emotions of others.
Yes.
And so what you're thinking, some symbolic thing to signify yourself as an empath to others?
Like did I go for empath training, or am I just one? What's your read of the character?
I think, no, your training is a journeyman courier.
Yeah. So that means that that Sparrow just always has been empathic. And I'm not even sure that they know that it's like spooky. It's just it is.
It is, you're just good at reading people.
Yeah. In that case, I have a silk handkerchief, because paying the price usually leads to, at the very least, nosebleeds. So a silk hanky it is both a fashion accessory, and so that's a pocket square. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I think.
What about you?
Well, since we're picking memorabilia,
Yep.
I think I have a dangly tiny model of a World War II fighter jet, or World War I even. Just something to hang off the cockpit.
Let's actually have that be the relic you swore upon. It came in it was something you dug up, and it came in one of the gen ships, and it's a literal, like it's one of those cast toy models of a World War II fighter, but it's a genuine cast toy model of a World War II fighter. Not that we would know that, but
No.
what did I swear on?
Well, remember we established that it is usually a part of the generation ship that we came in.
But I think that that's an important item.
It is.
They wouldn't have flag, like they wouldn't have mailbox flags there. And this does actually have to be iron, right?
Yes.
A message tube. Message tube with cracked seal from a gen ship. The message tube containing the orders to one of the captains of a gen ship. Like the original setting out orders. That's what I have.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And I've realized I probably desperately need to pick up some sort of a mechanic path eventually because
Yes, you do. I mean,
it fits a character. Uh,
does that fit more than an engine upgrade?
I'm happy to say I'm learning on the job. So that is a
Priority
priority
was
to
engine
learn.
upgrade, not safety. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and saved. So I noted down the model air fighter and mechanic slash repair kit.
Yep.
Just always have to fix things anyway.
Yeah.
And with that, we are done with character creation. We're not done with setup. We're not done with setup.
No, we're not.
Who do you take us for?
Starting sector. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to actually stop here? Because it's been going for a while and I'm starting to get a bit tired.
Yes, let's stop here.
Okay, and so next time we will build the starting sector, which is another at least half an hour.
You realize that they said the previous one was a thing, right?
Yeah, but we talk a lot. Then begin our adventure, which is another 10 to 20 minutes for Inciting Incident. But we have good ideas for what that would be already. So, and then we will actually start the game.
Nah. All right. See y'all later.
Have a good one.